Okay. That's your time. You need to turn off your camera. You hit this. And your microphone is already on. Right. Just make sure my audio is good.
Is this good? The screen?
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. All right. Good and loud.
That answers the audio.
Let's check David too. Bear with this. No, we're coming in. ZW89. ZW89. Slide there. ZW89. Slide it. Send Buckeye. Alright, so let's face the beach. First and foremost, Kal Palau, Yahweh, Bashem, Hoshai, Bashem, and Kakadash, Rakti Yahweh, Rakti Hoshai. Shalom, Shalom. The line to LG, let's pray on some Shalom, Shalom to the time, just scattered raw. Greetings, because hopeful, like why? Because we don't know the elect on these sides. Can I see that big brother?
This one's mine.
Oh, fine. I see all of it. I'll get mine.
Well, you can. I still got two over here.
Wow. Anyway, what's the title of today's lesson about? Indoor camp. As you can see, we missed the camp for GMSDC. Sitting on the indoor camp. Isaiah chapter 13, lift ye up the banner upon the high mountain. So the topic of today is about what? Isaiah 13. Yahweh Avaratazat, Yahweh Shemesh Shalom. Try to get through it all. From verse 1 all the way down to the last verse. So, brother, for your screen, it's already sharing. Yeah. And just go to like the preset.
Oh, that's right. We got it.
Brothers on Sebakaya. I'm on David 2. Let me get Isaiah chapter 13. When you get it, brother, just read verse 1.
All right, here we go. And then I have my NLT here. All right, Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see.
Yep, this is the burden of. So it's not just like a. This is a heavy weighty matter that Isaiah, the son of Amos, is seeing. Let's get verse 2.
Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice to them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. What's the banner? What is a banner for? A banner is what? It's for lifting up something to what? Show an ensign. So an ensign is being made. And who is lifted up that ensign? Let's get the book of Jeremiah, brother. You know, it spoke about the prophets that have been before me and before me of old, prophets that against both many countries and kingdoms. You get that, prophets before me of old. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28, verse 8.
Let's get it.
Because the prophets are what? They're lifting up the banner right now. How? On the highways and hedges, on the internet platforms, on the street corners, and the rest of it. Oh, yeah, it's on the street corners, highways and hedges, and the internet platforms. That's how to lift up the banner now, publicly. Just to go into it. You got it?
Yeah, Jeremiah 28 and 8.
Okay.
The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
How did the prophets prophesy? By setting up a banner? The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesy. Prophecy goes meaning what? In the etymology, pro means before, that means to speak. Prophecy. So it's what? Their prophets are speaking the future in the past. Prophesy both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. Great kingdoms of what? Of war, battle. That's self-explanatory. Evil's what? Bad times. And pestilence is going to what? A disease. You know, we're seeing the hantavirus now. You know, a hanta goes into what in the Japanese? It's a loan word from the English meaning hunter. Unto.
That's the spirit, brother. I was getting ready to read this verse in NLT because it says something going into along to that line. The ancient prophets who precede you and me spoke against many nations, always warning of war, disaster, and of disease. And the brother was just going into the hantavirus on hantavirus right now with that disease.
Yeah, you even have a Hantum. Not to change our words. You even have a map of it. You can look it up. All right, so I'm putting it on the comment board for David, in the brother's channel, so you can get the words on screen. Yeah, you got the hantavirus, and in Sanskrit, what? Alas, sorrow. It uses what? A great exclamation. Let's get Ezekiel 33 and 33, brother. So that speaks about what the prophets have been doing, that what is coming to pass. Because the prophets have always been prophesying about this as well. War. War's coming to America, Babylon the Great. Evil. Evils. Nothing but evil. Checking out in the news. You can look to the news, in the news, that's what? Evil. Great evil is happening. Why? Always evil. Evil is bad times. And because iniquity shall abound. Iniquity. Who rules the world now? The wicked that the Bible speaks of in Job 9:24. So when the wicked bear rule, they rule the world. What gets multiplied in the world? Iniquity. What is iniquity? Iniquity means sin upon sin. That is what iniquity means. Just like in the time of the Maccabees, when the after Alexander the Great died, when the wicked started bearing rule, what's the scripture saying, Maccabees? Then were greatly multiplied in the earth. Evil was what? At times. You got it?
Yep, Ezekiel 33 and 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet had been among
them. To pass. What comes to pass? The prophecies that the prophets have been prophesying, the banner that they have been lifting up. When it cometh to pass, then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. Then will they know this was the man of Yahweh by Go back one verse before that, because this is how they see the prophets now. They get what? Entertained.
Verse 32 of Ezekiel 33. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that have a pleasant voice and can play well on an instrument. For they hear thy words, but they do not. But they do not them not.
Yep. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song. What's a very lovely song? Something to what? To entertain you. A very lovely song of one that has a pleasant voice. They're just getting entertained by you and can play well on an instrument, for they hear thy word, but they do them not. And the word that they're hearing, that's Isaiah chapter 13, verse 1, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see. And who is this burden coming from? Yahweh. These are the words of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. That's why we go to Revelation 24. Let's get that, brother.
All right. Before we go there, brother, I want to read verse 32 in the NLT.
Yeah.
You are very entertaining to them, like someone who sings love songs with a beautiful voice or plays fine music on an instrument. They hear what you say, but they don't act on it. They hear what is going forth and what's being preached through the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, but they don't act on it. What is the act? The act is a demonstration. It's action. It's putting into motion or implementing what you were told, and that's what they don't do.
Yeah, they hear of the word, but do it not.
Brother, where are we going? Revelation.
Let's go to Revelation 24. You get that?
Where? What verse?
Verse 4, Revelation 24. Let's see. Yeah. Bring it up.
Here we go. Revelation 24 and verse 4. And round about the throne were 24 seats, and upon the seats I saw 24 elders sitting, clothed in white rounds of gold.
What was that?
20.
And around, just for edification's sake, while we're here, around the 24 seats, and upon the seats I saw 20 elders sitting. That's angels, clothed in white raiment, clothed white robes purity, heads crowns of gold. Just for edification's sake. And if they have a crown, that shows a certain amount of authority. All right, let's go to Revelation 24, brother. Revelation 24.
20 and 4. I got you.
Just, brought it out because it's just for edification's sake.
Yeah, let's do this.
A house, a temple to encourage, to like endure. Endure.
Here we go. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witnesses of Yahweh Shai, and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And Hamashiach 1,000 years.
The main, I saw the beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai and for the word of Yahweh. So these scriptures is what? The word of Yahweh. And this is also what? The testimony. The testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy, which going into Yahweh Shai and for the word of Yahweh. So prophecies are what? The word of Yahweh. So these ain't just no words. So you might say, well, I ain't gonna do it. It's like a beautiful song and be entertained. This is the word of Yahweh. And his word will not go out what? It will not go out as it is written about. These pages, this book, if you don't take heed to it, this book is what consuming the world already. These prophets. And this book is going to what? Soon do what? Consume the world and bring evil upon the world, because the prophets have been prophesying. What's written in this book is supposed to come to pass. But first, what has to happen? The prophets have to prophesy what's written in the book. They have to prophesy what's written in the book. And Yahweh Shai comes in what? The volume of the book. So this word, this wisdom is what? Yahweh Shai, and they have to prophesy this. And once it happens, the prophecy, well, that means what? Now the book can bring what? Greater evils upon the world. And how is the book going to do that? By Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Because Yahweh Shai is the book. Yahweh Shai is the word. The right hand and left hand is subject unto him, who has gone into heaven. Angels, spirits, and dominions are given unto them. Let's get that, brother. Who has gone into heaven. Oh, man, I hope this Google comes out. Because all this world down here, Esau, his empire, and everything else, it is all subject to who? Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai. But Yahweh Shai speaks about what? All power in heaven and earth is given unto me. So you go deeper. The Father passed the baton to the Son. Subjects and dominions subject to him. It's in the New Testament, speaking about Yahweh Shai when he has gone into heaven. So all these demons and stuff, Satan and everybody, they gotta listen to Yahweh Shai now. Who made the volume of the book? Yahweh Shai is the book. That's why this book can what? It's going to bring great evils upon the world, because it's really Yahweh Shai doing it. Because the Father passed the baton to the Son. Yahweh Shai made the statement about what? All power in heaven is given. All power in heaven and earth is given unto me. It's 1 Corinthians, brother. 1 Corinthians 15, verse 28. So all subject unto him. Let me get this precept over here. Most high. When you get it,
Yeah, 1 Corinthians 15:28. And when all things shall be subdued unto him, then shall the Son also himself be subject unto him that put all things under him, that Yahweh may be in all.
Yeah, when all things shall be subdued unto him, then shall the Son also be subject unto him that put all things under him, that Yahweh may be in all. That's not the one. Look up the one who has spirits. It's a good precept. When all be subdued unto him, when Yahweh Shai comes back, when this book, Yahweh Shai comes back, he's going to what? Subdue all things and put all things under him. Yahweh Shai is also going to be what? Subject unto Yahweh, who put all things under that Yahweh may be in all. Ultimately, Yahweh is going to rule over Yahweh Shai. This is, oh man, the pocket ain't working again. Sirach 24, verse 3. Oh man, bear with me. Sirach chapter 24. All right. 1. Wisdom shall praise herself and shall glory in the midst of her people. Who is wisdom's people? Who is Yahweh Shai's people? That's the nation of Israel. We get in 50 of that. Sirach 24. 24. In the congregation of the Most High, she shall open her mouth and triumph before his power. I came out of the mouth of the Most High. So these words is the word of Yahweh. But where do these words come from? From your mouth. So who's coming out the mouth of Yahweh? Yahweh Shai. He is wisdom. He is the word. And it goes on, All right. 6. In the waves of the sea, and in all the earth, and in every people and nation, I got a possession. With all these I sought rest, and whose inheritance shall I abide? So Yahweh Shai controls what? All peoples and nations. That's why everything is subject unto him.
Wait a minute.
I'm in Sirach 24, brother. Let me get this one. Who has gone into heaven? 9. All right. Who has gone into heaven? Angels, dominions are made subject to him. This is 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 22. Let's get it over here. 1 Peter 3. And 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 22. Bring that.
Who is gone into heaven and is on the right hand of Yahweh, angels and authorities and powers being made subject unto him.
Yep, that's everything being made subject to Yahweh Shai. Because Yahweh Shai is the volume of the book. That's going back to what I was saying. This book was going to consume the world and bring evils upon the world. That's written about too. Within and without was what? Full of woes and evils. Let me see if I can get that over here. That's in Ezekiel. Within and without. Evils and woes. Ezekiel. I think they shut that in the scriptures. Man. Ezekiel 2. Sassy. Ezekiel chapter 2.
Should be 2 and 7. Start there.
Just make sure you get the chapter. All right. This thing is almost done. All right. Yeah, Ezekiel 2. Yeah, verse 9 and 10.
Yep, Ezekiel chapter 2, verses 9 and 10. And when I looked, a hand was sent unto me, and lo, a book was therein.
What's that book? That's that Bible.
Bible, the scriptures.
A roll. Verse 10.
And he spread it before me. It was written within and without, and there was written therein lamentations and mourning and woe.
That sounds like what? Great sorrow or distress. That's what woe means. Lamentations, that's bitter mourning, sorrow. This is all just destruction and death and woe and evil. Evil is what? Evil is bad times. So with these prophets, going back to Isaiah chapter 13, verse 2, lifting up a banner upon the high mountain, part of that banner is going to what? Bring to pass these prophecies. This book is going to consume the world with lamentations, mourning, and woe. And ultimately, the book is Yahweh Shai, was going to bring upon this all upon the planet Earth. Shai will do this thing. How's it is prophesied about? Because Yahweh, through Yahweh Shai, does all this. Because Yahweh Shai, he's the right hand man. He's the right hand of Yahweh. The right hand of the king that represents what? The king's right hand represents his authority, his might, his strength. The right hand is what? Special privileges, just like Yahweh Shai is the right hand of the fallen, Yahweh. So that's how this is going to play out. By Yahweh Shai, but ultimately it's Yahweh through Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai got the baton. But Yahweh Shai is the book, so he knows about the prophecy. He knows what's coming to pass. He is still doing he's about his father's business even till this day. Meat is your food. Without meat, you want. So now with meat, you're going to die. So Yahweh Shai's whole purpose of existence was to do what? The will of his father. That's basically what he was saying. The whole reason why I'm alive is to do the will of my father. That's what that means. The meat is to do the will of him that sent me. That's supposed to be our meat, to do the will of Yahweh Shai. Let's go back to Isaiah 13 and 2, brother. Go on back upstairs.
Go back.
The water.
All right. Isaiah 13 and chapter 2, Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the hand, and that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
So we know what the banner is, not the prophet. Is lifting up a banner upon the high mountain. What is the high mountain? America, Babylon the Great. Mountains represent governments in the scriptures. Look that up, brother. You know, when they have their Mount Summits, I forgot the name. You know, like their Mount 20 G4 Summits.
G4 summits.
Look up those names. Look that up, brother. Let's get what a G4 summit is, because America is that high mountain. You know, America has influence over the governments of the entire planet Earth. That's why it's what that's the high mountain. Those so walk proud, lofty. All right, let me go to the Good of the Bible. Man, this thing take that. You can bring it up, brother.
Yeah. The G4 nations, Brazil, Germany, India, and Japan, are a coalition supporting each other's bids for permanent seats on the United Nations Security Council. That's the UNSC. They hold high-level meetings to push for urgent reform of the UN Security Council with a focus on increasing representation and effectiveness in global governance.
I ain't even gonna try and get that on screen because this thing is too slow.
All right.
Look up what a G20 summit is.
G20. The United States is hosting the 2026 G20 summit in Miami, Florida. We're going to Miami, Florida, with a focus on strengthening economic growth, innovation, and international partnerships. As of May 2026, the U.S. presidency is prioritizing practical solutions for the global economy. This follows the 2025 South African presidency, which focused on sustainability and development. Good, that did them. And then, government hold meetings or summits to facilitate high-level face-to-face negotiations among heads of state or government leaders to address critical international, regional, or bilateral issues. These gatherings, often referred to as summit diplomacy, allow leaders to build personal trust, establish mutual understanding, and break diplomatic impasses that lower-level officials cannot resolve.
All right, let me see that. Go to Blue Little Bible for Isaiah 13 and 2, brother. I'm gonna look up what a summit means in etymology. Summit, highest top of a hill, king of the hill, king of a government, highest, topmost, or greatest. So that's why they have it what? At summits, but it's the highest. And also mountains represent governments in the scripture, so that makes sense for it to be a summit. Now, when you go to Isaiah 13 and 2, look up the word there for high.
High.
Yeah, I want to see what that word there for high is. And it's a lot here on screen. It's taking too long. Too many tabs, probably.
Here we go.
Go ahead.
Let me do that one more time.
Count.
Shafar, to sweep bare, scrape, to be windswept, be bare, be scrapped, barren by wind, to be laid bare, to be laid bare.
Supposed to be laid bare, that mountain, the government. How? By the banner being lifted up. The prophets are lifting up that banner, making this government, this mountain bare.
God.
All right, let's continue on. Exalt the voice unto them. Shake the hand. Back to Isaiah 13, 2. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. Exalt the voice unto them. Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. The gates of the nobles. Who are the nobles? The nobles are the ones that truly rule. That's according to the elites of Esau. According to the Dukes of Edom. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Oppenheimers, the elites of Esau. The heads of the Illuminati. The 13-headed families.
Bacon family.
13, yeah. Banking families, world's elite banking families. And what else? The heads of the Luciferians. That Lucifer means what? Light bearer.
Light bearer.
That's Isaiah. That was also as well. So Esau is what? Luciferians, the bearers of the light. The light of the wicked shall be blot out. That's written about. Let's continue on to verse 3.
Verse 3. I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness.
Go to Jeremiah 1. It's going to speak about I have sanctified thee. I have commanded my sanctified ones. Who are the sanctified ones? That's us. That's the prophets. Yahweh, Ratizel, Yahweh, Bashim, and Shai, we found on that number. I have also called my mighty ones from my anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. Who are the mighty ones? That's the angels, even them that rejoice in my highness. Truly the angels are up in the heaven of heavens, rejoicing in the Most High's highness, with fear and trembling as well. Yeah, the word there for sanctified is kodash, kodash in the Hebrew. I got it here. To consecrate, you are not prophet. You are not a prophet because Yahweh has sanctified, anointed, dedicated his prophets to what? To teach 100% truth. So if you can't teach 100% truth, you can't sing this song, you are not a prophet then, because the prophets have been what? Consecrated. Prophecy to be what? Or they fulfilling for part of the prophet. Because the prophets are prophesied to come and teach. Isaiah 13:2, lift thee up the banner. That's a prophecy. This is what we're seeing now. To the gates of the nobles, we're seeing that now. Going to the DC, GMS DC. When you go to DC, that's like the backyard of the White House. So going back to the gates of the nobles on a physical level, not just like on the internet, because these are DCs, Rothschilds, they know about the videos and the rest of it. They be taking listening. Consecrate means to make holy, devote. Let's look up what devote means in the etymology. Devote etymology. And what does devote mean? To dedicate by a vow. So when you're a prophet, it's like you take on what? A vow. You can't put the plow down. Get that? You put the plow down. Plow down, you just broke a vow right there, because when you come into the truth, it's like unto what? Taking a vow. Adam in the garden, he was supposed to rule what? The nations in righteousness. Given that priesthood that Adam had. Adam was a high priest of God. Genesis 2:15. God's the word there to dress and to keep it. It goes into ibad, and another word in the Hebrew that goes into what? Of service. It's the service. So Adam was a high priest in the garden. In the garden to what? Keep the ways of righteousness and will be held by Shem Yahushua to govern the world in righteousness. These other nations. You have the sons of God, that's Adam. You have the sons of the wicked, that's the seven. You have the sons of men, which was the rest of the nations, the beasts of the field. Cursed shall be above all cattle, or the beasts of the field. The serpent, well, the serpent is not a cattle. Why would serpents and cattle be like? The beasts of the field, the other nations. The serpent, the sons of the wicked, and the sons of God was called Israelites. That goes into Adam. And he was given the ways of righteousness. That's why the breath of life was given unto him. Got it?
Yeah, Luke 9:62. And Yahweh said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of Yahweh.
It's fit for the kingdom of Yahweh, because he broke that vow. That's why when Adam fell, he broke the vow. Fell out. Yeah. Now I'm looking for man, KJV coming up. That ain't it. That's why I'm looking. Some of them broke. Second Esdras gave command to Adam. But it speaks about that in one verse before. All right, second Esdras, breath of life to Adam. I believe it's second Esdras chapter 6. Verse 3. Second Esdras 3. Second Esdras chapter 3. Verse. Oh, yeah, second Esdras chapter 3. It's verse 4. Second Esdras 3 and 4. Okay. O Lord, who bearest rule, thou speakest at the beginning, but now this. Oh, get it on screen for you.
Which one is working for you?
Second Esdras chapter 3, verses 4 and 5.
Which
type in Second Esdras chapter 3, come later. Second Esdras chapter 3, verse 4. O Lord, who bearest rule, thou speakest at the beginning, but now that is planted up, and that thyself alone, and commandest the people, and gave a body unto Adam without soul, which was the workmanship of thine hands. And they breathe into him the breath of life. That's what the ways of righteousness, the laws, the statutes, commandments given unto Adam. And it's supposed to be what? The high priest in the garden, given unto him. And he was made living before thee. Verse 6, and thou leadest him into paradise, the garden of Eden. Eden means what? Paradise. The whole world was Eden back then. The garden, eastward in Eden, that's Jerusalem. The city of peace is what it means. Which is also the location of the temple. So Adam was like a high priest in the temple in the ancient world, which thy right hand had planted before the earth ever came forward. Before the earth ever came forward. You know that garden eastward came forth before the earth existed. Because the scriptures speak about Revelation, bit off topic, but it speaks about Revelation, the temple and the Ark of the Testimony. There's a whole Ark and Covenant, temple, and altar of the spirit world. It's on the book of Revelation, verse 6. And now lead him into paradise, which are all right. 7. And unto him thou gavest commandment to love thy way, which he transgressed commandment. So he broke the vow. And immediately thou appointest death in him and in his generations, of whom came nations, tribes, people, and kindreds out of number. And it goes on. But Adam was supposed to what? Command the people, govern them. So that's going to sanctify once when Adam was sanctified, going to to do that. But he broke it. Just the same we're supposed to be doing now. You have prophets since the time of Adam. That's the and Adam heard the voice of Yahweh Allah. Prophets back then. He said, I got to get out of here. They're gonna rebuke me.
Get cut up.
Don't tell me this thing went out.
I think it just went out.
Just to show, it showed no battery thing. It was a full battery. That's weird. So David 2 went out.
Plug this into just in case.
Just in case.
Shouldn't have went out.
That was very weird, bro.
That last precept is not coming up over here, brother.
Okay, that's fine. So that shows what? Family of the word.
Family of the word.
So read it. The same verse in Isaiah, bro.
Which one you mean?
The same one, sanctified ones. Let's try and get through it.
Yep. I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have.
All right, where's that sanctified one? The prophets, mighty one, highness, that's the angels. Next verse.
4. Here we go. The noise of the multitude in the mountains, like as a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts, Lord Yahweh of hosts, mustereth the hosts of the battle.
So, the Most High, he's mustering of the nations, the battle, but also what these other nations are going to bring? Nuclear missiles. Let me get the Bible here. All right, and those are multiple in the mountains, like we go into ICBMs, missiles, like as a great people, but also what? The Most High is going to gather. So he mustered the hosts of the battle. Just the kingdoms of nations got together. That's what speaking to muster the hosts of the battle. And then what's going to come after them? The missiles, they're going to shoot their missiles, all that, bend the bow, Jeremiah, bend the bow, ICBM capabilities. Plus, other missiles that be shot as well, ballistic missiles and rest of it, even bullets. But all those that have nuclear capabilities will work. Bend the bow. A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. Yahweh host muster the hosts of the battle. Host is the what? Host goes in the armies. He mustereth the armies of the battle.
This is Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 14, what the brother not talking about. Put yourselves in array against Babylon, round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she have sinned against the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Put yourselves in array against Babylon. Who is Babylon? America, round about. All ye that bend the bow. Those are the missiles, intercontinental ballistic missiles. Shoot at her, spare no arrows. Arrows is another name for intercontinental ballistic missile. For she have sinned against the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai.
Yeah. Next verse.
I'll go back to Isaiah 5. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land.
They come from a far country, ICBM. That's what they call what? ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. These missiles can jump from one end of the earth even to the other from a far country. And Russia is going to shoot ICBMs, which is far away from America, Babylon the Great. You say, well, it ain't far. Well, can you jump from there to there easily without superpowers? No. And of heaven to the other. I gotta sneeze. Weapons of his indignation, but let's go into that real quick.
Weapons of his indignation. What is Yahweh Bashim Havashai's weapons of indignation? Those intercontinental ballistic missiles. Here, let's.
He created the Smith to destroy. To destroy. Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created a smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I created the waste to destroy. What's the waste to destroy? The weapons of his indignation. ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. What's the Smith? The Smith is who? The scientist. You know, you go back to the Manhattan Project that created the atomic bomb, and the Most High sharpened the atomic bomb. You know, he sharpened up that sword, the glittering sword, the atomic bomb, to get to a nuclear bomb, to the hypersonic missile and the rest of it. You know, hypersonic, intercontinental ballistic missile. They got another names for these. Who's going to run to?
This is what we're talking about right here.
Like you got Satan 1, Satan 2. They call them like hypersonic missiles and the rest of it. All those names. But that's what it's referring into. You know, Deuteronomy 32 speaks about what? If I wet my
glittering sword.
What's the word there for wet? WHET. Wet means what? To sharpen. What's the glittering sword? ICBM. Glittering ICBMs, they what? They do glow. There's a whole science behind it. They have plasma around them when they fly. All right, let's go on that.
That was from Deuteronomy chapter 32. If I wet my glittering sword and my hand take hold on judgment, I will vengeance to my enemies and reward them that hate me.
And it says in verse 5, the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Let's go to Isaiah 13:6.
Here we go. Howl ye, for the day of the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Havashai is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
Oh, I gotta read there, Almighty. I want to see the word there for Almighty. Shadia. Probably is. Let me get a precept, brother, if you want, through the Spirit. Isaiah.
Going back, well, I was in here. So, in verse 42 of Deuteronomy chapter 32, I will make my arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain and of the captives from the beginning of revenges upon the enemy. So that righteous indignation, which is these intercontinental ballistic missiles, when it comes upon and that judgment is received in America, they're going to be judged from what they've done from the very beginning. I had a picture of.
If you go to Isaiah 13:6, blue the Bible, Almighty there is Shadia, or Shadia, which is Shadia. And Shad, what is Shad? It means devil, demon. You go into the book of Psalms, yea, they sacrifice their sons and daughters unto devils. The word there for devils is Shad. It comes as a destruction from Shadia, from the devil. Not just any devil, the almighty devil. Because before the Most High Yahweh, he was known as what popular back then? Allah Shadia. Then the name Yahweh got magnified. But before that, he was known as Allah Shadia. That's when you go back to Abraham. Let me find it. Abraham did not know my name. Yeah, Exodus 6:3. Read that, brother.
Yep.
You can get on screen. Just right information set. For the viewers, set up this laptop bugged out.
Exodus 6:3. And I appeared unto Abraham, unto Isaac, Almighty, but my name Yahweh was I not known to them.
No, read it by the name of God Almighty. Read it verbatim instead of
verbatim. And I appeared unto Abraham, unto Jacob by the name of God Almighty, but my name Jehovah was I not known to them.
All right, and I appeared unto them, and I appeared Almighty Al-Shadia, but by my name it says Jehovah, which is Yahweh. Was I not known unto them? So meaning what? Abraham, he did not grow up with like the Lord's His commandments. He grew up with his father Terah, who worshiped all these other gods.
Mm-hmm.
So Al-Shadia was what? Another god. But unknowingly that Shadya there, that's Yahweh, just by another name. It wasn't as popular as like the name Yahweh. It was more known as well as Shadya, the demon like power, the chief demon, the Omega. You picture a room full of demons, pinheads in there. You know, you got Pennywise going, ooh. You know, you got all these other ghosts and ghouls and boogeyman doing the Thriller Night dance and all that. They say the chief is coming. They all get scared and start shaking. But who comes in? The chief. That's Yahweh. He's the chief demon. He's the chief devil. He taught the devil how to be the devil, basically, you know, because Yahweh created Yahweh Shai created everyone else for the devil. I'm not saying, you know, Yahweh sat there, how you be a devil. No, he created Yahweh Shai created the devil was what programmed to be the devil. So let me go deeper. Ultimately, you know, Abraham did know the name of Yahweh because Yahweh revealed himself unto Abraham, but in the beginning, Abraham didn't know about the name Yahweh. He knew Allah Shaddai. So in the history of Genesis, and the Most High started revealing himself. Same thing with Isaac and then Jacob. All right. Now let's go on back. Isaiah 13:7.
Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt.
That's the day of Yahweh. Jeremiah 30:7. Skip that. Jeremiah 30:7. Because this is the crescendo. Crescendo means what? Highest point. This is a song, right? Well, if you liken prophecy unto a song, when's it going to reach its highest point? When is it going to get its loudest? When are you going to hear this banging of the cymbals and the rest of it? Because you know it builds up, and just go wild every. You know, it's a beautiful beat. When is that? That's the day of Yahweh. World War III going nuclear. How should I come out with the holy angels? You're gonna cry like a woman travail, as it's written about.
God.
Okay.
Here we go. Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. When Jacob is in trouble, all these nations will be in trouble as well. Esau will also be in trouble. The time of Jacob's trouble was not slavery, transatlantic slave trade, 70 AD Jerusalem, none of that. Jacob was in trouble, but the time of Jacob's trouble is the time we're in now. Beginning stages. We're seeing small bits of it. It's going to what? Intensify. Jacob has been in trouble many times in history, but this time of Jacob's trouble, when it's in deep, the world has never been in it. And that's the time we're coming in now. But he, who is the he? He is the elect, shall be saved out of it. Israel is called my son, my firstborn, the book of Exodus. That he is Israel, but out of Israel, who? The elect. He is the elect, shall be saved out of it. Verse 8.
Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be amazed at one another. They be as flames.
Because there's going to be extreme heat upon the world. All right, let me get this. Because if you go to Google AI and all that, or do some research, you go on the Herald Sheet and the rest of it, bring out some info.
Information.
Info. All right, let me bear with me. All right, Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 14, 18, Zechariah 14, 12, Isaiah chapter 13, 1, 9. All right, so Google AI, not the Google AI overview, but the Google AI. A nuke can do this. Those aren't tears. It's melted eyeballs running down their faces like tears. Here you go, brother.
Sudden extreme and direct heat, such as from an explosion or intense fire, can cause severe ocular thermal burns, leading to tissue damage, fluid evaporation, and a melting or collapse of the eye structure. When they do not usually pop or explode like a balloon, the extreme heat causes the eye's tissues to break down and fluids to vaporize. So when people get hit with intercontinental ballistic missiles or in that way, when it explodes, if their eyes don't actually pop or explode, the liquid and the evaporation, the other fluids begin to evaporate, and that causes the eye to run down the face looking like they're crying, but that's the actual eye that's being melted down and losing moisture, and it just runs down your face like runny eggs.
Scroll to the right. I got some more information on that too.
Causes rapid evaporation of the aqueous vitreous humor fluids inside the eye, leading to the loss of structural integrity and collapse of the eyeball. Thermal burns. Intense heat causes the cornea, the clear front dome, and surrounding conjunctiva to burn and to tissue to deteriorate. Severe damage. The high temperatures damage the sensitive proteins in the lens, causing irreversible injury, pain. The eye surface contains thousands of nerve endings, causing significant pain during these injuries.
Ow.
You got it.
Ooh, yeah.
Let me see.
This is going to be some of destruction.
The wall of fire or fireball from a nuclear bomb acts almost instantly, with the initial fireball forming in less than 1/1,000,000th of a second. It expands at millions of miles per hour initially, driven by X-ray heating, before slowing to an average expansion rate of thousands of miles per hour as it approaches its maximized size. So that's when the nuclear missile hits and boom, the mushroom cloud begins to go up. The amount of time that it takes for the blast to go greater in intensity to hit its targets. Expansion speed. Initially, the superheated air expands at several million miles per hour. 10 seconds. It takes roughly 10 seconds for the fireball from a 1 megaton weapon to reach its maximum radius of roughly 5,700 feet over 1 mile in diameter. Brightness / heat. The flash is brighter than the sun. Yes, enough. 10 seconds. It roughly takes, I think we got that one.
Couple third-degree burn, shockwave. Yeah, that's from Hiroshima, they're saying.
The city was a sea of flame. The people fleeing out of it were burned too badly to be recognized even as men or women.
That's supposed to be from Hiroshima when
I
they
wonder if
count.
we can capture that. I don't know if they can really see this. But you can see the people in this illustration badly burned. And according to this, they were unrecognizable.
I heard about that from the Hiroshima. You can't tell if it's a man or a woman because of how burnt up they are. Survivors described victims with their clothes and skin burned to shreds, with skin peeling and hanging off like rags. We also got the counts of the clothes was melted into the human skin. This destruction that's coming is a sword of destruction. The Most High Yahweh, he's the master builder. Everything comes from him.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also what? The master butcher. Inside joke.
Yeah, inside the master butcher.
He's a master builder.
Which Esau is also a master of that as well.
The Most High built Esau to be wicked, but the OG Al-Shaddai, the OG gangster, the OG master butcher is the Most High Yahweh. Esau can butcher, the Most High uses Esau, but when Yahweh Shai come back, he got to represent Al-Shaddai, his destruction, his be the master butcher, because you got the servant, but then you got the master. Most High, Yahweh is the ultimate master. Yahweh is going to represent. They're telling him with his fall. That's why you read Isaiah 66. It's about Yahweh come up with chariots and with his whirlwind as a flame of fire and all that. It says Yahweh there, but who's really coming? Yahweh Shai. He's just coming in the name of his father. So Yahweh Shai got to represent Yahweh. He got to come in that Al-Shaddai said. He got to come in mercy. He got to do Zechariah 14:12. I got Zechariah 14:12 here. And this shall be the plague. This is a plague that's with Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. Their flesh is going to melt away while they stand upon their feet. And just go into that, and their tongue shall consume. I wouldn't be surprised if the tongue liquefied too.
I wouldn't be surprised either because the tongue is a muscle. So what happens when you put massive heat on a muscle? It will liquefy. Of them degrees.
When you go into it, it'll probably liquefy and go to the back of the throat.
And go down this way.
Burning the throat on the inside.
The esophagus.
While, you got the man for a Tesla accident, he had fire coming out of his mouth.
Mm.
So they're going to have fire coming out of their mouth. It's going to melt away their tongue in their mouth. It's all going to melt away. They're going to be boiled alive from the inside out as well. Boiling, because what's going to, own flesh is going to boil themselves to bits. They go from biology to physics. Your flesh is boiling. So you are now a liquid form. You're being boiled alive while being worked alive at the same time. Creative methods. Burning somebody, such a limited imagination. You're dealing with Allah Shadia here, chief demon. You know how to put it on. That's why second after pain. Let me get that for the same must know it after death by pain. This is for edification's sake. Brothers already know this, but in case if you're new, at 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 12, if you go before, the same must know after death by pain. If you go before those that have loathed my law, yet when the time of liberty was opened unto them. This is the time of liberty now. We're in the grace period. Now, 2nd Ezra 9 and 12, the same must know after death by pain. Get it up on your screen, brother, real quick. It won't do it. I just showed it like this.
Okay, I'll do it this way. So
Just type in 2nd Ezra 9 and 2.
I was trying to find a site that's still.
Yeah, the same must know it after death by pain. Pain is what? Torment. Spirits, patience, earnest, wishing their fear, the unbeliever's torment. That's in the book of Sirach, 39. Do your Ren Bible.
Yeah, at least you can see it right here.
Yeah. Let's go back to Isaiah chapter 13, verse 9. Because it speaks about what? Their face shall be a flame. Literally, their face shall be on fire.
Behold, the day of the Lord Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai, cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
That's self-explanatory. But yeah, this day is coming. And you ain't going to be worried about, that's my mother burning. Let's say somebody's left here in the fire. Oh, no, my mother's burning, my children. No, when that fire is on you like that, you ain't going to care about anyone except for yourself. You're just going to be trying to put that fire out. And if you say, well, I love my wife, my sons, my children. When was the last time you got burnt up by shower water and just stood there for 10 minutes straight? This destruction is going to be worse than that. And if you do that, I am not liable for any injuries you may sustain in the court of law. I am not liable. Sinners out of it, 2/3 of our people, the other nations also going to burn it as well. You 2/3 are looked at as what? Uncircumcised. You're looked at like heathens in the eyes of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. That's why, it goes into the New Testament, the Gentiles being saved. Those Gentiles are the Israelites. That's the mystery of the Gentile. But if you're 2/3, you're still what? A Gentile. That's how Yahweh by Shem Yahushua views you, wicked Israelites. Just like Gentiles. Therefore, you're going to receive the same judgment out of the Gentiles. Esau, Edom, nations. You're going to be consumed out of it. Verse 10.
For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine.
For the stars of heaven, what's going to block out all this light? ICBM mushroom clouds. Plus Yahweh shine angels, they can do what? Block out all these clouds. They can block out all these, the sun, the moon, the stars. And if you go spiritually, the sun representing what? The ways of knowledge, wisdom, the ways of righteousness. It's going to be a time of no more getting that. It's going to be a time of judgment. The belt is swinging through the air. If you're innocent, you'll be spared. You'll be delivered by the chariots by Yahweh Shai. And he shall send out his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds of heaven, from one end of heaven unto the other. Written about in the book of Matthew. Yahweh Shai is out to deliver his elect. But if you're not the elect, you're going to feel that belt, a flaming belt. Verse 11.
And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. Terrible.
And I will punish the world for their evil that they have done in my sight. Jeremiah 16:16 goes into, for mine eyes are upon all their ways. Now there's their iniquity hidden from mine eyes. Oh, go to Jeremiah 16:17, brother. While we're here. Yahweh Shai, he knows about every last wicked thing, from the greatest to the least. Whenever another man's committing sodomy with another man, Most High know about it. You know all the details, the nerve endings and everything, what they're feeling. Knows everything. 17.
Yep. For my eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face. Neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes.
Verse 18. Because Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to destroy this place with a sword destruction, just because of all this wickedness.
And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land. They have filled mine inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable.
And sin double, reward unto her double. Revelation 18. That's a medicate for all her sins, for her sins have reached unto heaven. 1 hour mark. because they have defiled my land physically, my inheritance, nation of Israel, with the carcasses of the nation of Israel, these detestable things. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. Esau, Edom, 2/3 of our own people.
Con.
And we're talking about the Jake women, which the Judite woman, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, but most of the Judite woman. If you go into a Judah, the head tribe, meaning what? It makes sense that the Judite woman would have to fool the word women, including them as well. The proud to cease, of the terrible. Esau, you are the terrible, but you're proud of everything. You're pumped. Oh, look at me, I'm terrible. Nobody can stop me. Who can make war with the beast, as it's written about? I am Pharaoh.
That's that pride.
Be still, Pharaoh speaks. Esau is called what? Spiritually called Sodom, Egypt. America that speaks about in the, let me get it. Because it refers to these, the president as Pharaoh in the scriptures. As Isaiah chapter 19, verse 11. Show you the princes of Zoan are fools, the counsel of the wise. The counsel of the wise counselors of Pharaoh has become brutish. How say unto Pharaoh, I am the son of the wise, the son of ancient kings. You president, for he says being called a Pharaoh here. Be still, Pharaoh speaks. Say nothing in the presence of Pharaoh. Haughtiness will be laid low. I don't know. Somebody had to do it. Or is it Nero 47? They even make a statement about, I did the secret thing on Iran. Why Japanese informed me when he was going to bomb Pearl Harbor? That lady was not in office, and neither was you, Nero 47. What does that even mean? That's the haughtiness was terrible. He said that to Japanese president lady on the news team. And she wasn't even there, that it was you. How could you have done this? Make any more sense. This Bible actually has the Jewish remnant in the Great Tribulation as a subheading. And then it goes on to destruction of Babylon. But we reached that Alma, and how our brothers out this indoor live camp was edifying. So yeah. Now we reached that one Alma. It'll be nice how our brothers out do indoor camp. But first thing, and on that note, Shalom.
Kal Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Makal Kadash Barakah Yahweh Barakah Yahushai.
Shalom.
Shalom.
The honor to LGMS Great Millstone. Shalom. Shalom to elect of 12 tribes who are scattered abroad. Pray, keep safe, repent, hold on to the truth, let no man teach. Symbolic of salvation. When Yahweh Shai comes back, he's literally going to find who? Elect men. 2nd Ezra chapter 2, verse 43 goes in that, verse 4 and after. Pray, read, study, fast. Watch the videos, meditate, and repeat. But see that read if you can read online digitally. Nothing wrong with that, but something different about that Bible. And you see the Bible online ain't working right.
Yep, and what the scriptures is written, you have your. It can change it very easily, or have it where you can't up at all.
That ain't working. This stuff ain't working so far.
Then I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm looking for something on this. You say I.
It in the scriptures.
You open your book, you say, find everything now. Something different about that book. And repeat, and that's what? I'm adding also about the spirit, fear. But if you don't have fear, you won't do none of those things. The fear of the Lord is the first step to be accepted out of him, and wisdom of the of Yahweh Bashem. You gotta first fear.
Yes.
You go to he also set up men too in a hierarchy. So part of fearing Yahweh Bashem, listen to the hierarchy. Double honors to elder GMS. Give double honors unto them. And the elders that rule well are worthy of double honors. Those who labor in word and doctrine, as it's written about. Rule well. That means what? A hierarchy. You got the elders and on down, the officers, the rest of the ranks and everything. That's part of fearing Yahweh Bashem. Listening to the order. And follow the land whithersoever it goeth. So fear. And let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For Yahweh brings judgment every secret thing, whether it be good or bad. As is written about the Apocrypha. So why do we exist? To fear Yahweh and keep his commandments. You have the law of faith. He says, be not faithful unto death. Don't take the MOTB, RFID, CHIP, right hand and left hand, the one with the forehead, the brain, CHFE, and heralding. That's part of the commandment, not that you have to follow all laws and commands. You have to walk around with fringes, every single day, But if that was the case, if Yahweh Shai come back and you're bathing in the shower, I ain't got my fringes on, I won't be saved. No, keep the commandment, keep the law of faith, and all the rest of them. And on that note, shalom. Anything else you want to bring up?
That's all. Shalom.
Let me try and end this.